I'm Bonnie Ward-Simon, and I'm delighted to be surrounded by three conductors here. We don't have three tenors, we have three conductors, which I think is even better. Stephen Simon, music director of the Simon Sinfonietta, Joe Marchio, who is music director and artistic director of the Chatham Chorale, and John Yankee, who is artistic director of the Falmouth Chorale. These are three wonderful Cape music organizations who are going to collaborate on a Beethoven Ninth performance on May 10th, Tuesday, at Christ the King Church in Mashpee.
Well, happily I have our two choral directors here from the two choruses who will all sing the Ode to Joy together. And I think, well, you're fairly new to the region.
That's right.
And you have just arrived in the region.
Yes.
And this is the first collaboration of both choral societies ever, I believe. And yeah, it is, right? And this is new to the two of you because you're both new to the area.
So you're really bringing together both ends of the Cape.
Yes.
So, John Yankee, you are the director of the Falmouth Chorale.
Right, I'm artistic director of the Falmouth Chorale.
And how long have you been there?
I'm in my fourth season, my third full-time season. That was an end of the sentence I can't finish, so I'm in my fourth season.
Fourth season. And you perform concerts throughout the year, correct?
Yes, we do 4 concert runs.
About how many members of the choir are there?
Well,
I'm sorry.
happily we keep growing. We're averaging somewhere in the high 70s or 80s now, which is 25 more singers than we've had, since I started. So we're building and growing.
That's exciting. Are they looking forward to doing Beethoven's Ninth?
I think so.
Exactly. And Joe, you are with the Chatham Chorale.
That's right,
Artistic director of the Chatham Chorale.
The Chatham Chorale. I'm in my first season of a group that's celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and I just completed my first concert with the group back in November, and we're up to about 110 singers this season. In the large group, we also have a chamber singers group, which consists of 30 singers from the larger group. And we're very excited to be a part of this event. We've not sung down in this region very much, but the Beethoven's Ninth Symphony is something the chorale looks forward to performing on occasion, and we're overdue. It's been, I think, many, many years since the chorale's had a chance to do Beethoven's Ninth, and they're eager to get it back under their tongues again.
Well, thank you very much for having agreed to do this with us. I think it's going to be a very exciting event.
What orchestra is playing?
The Simon Sinfonietta.
Are you the music director?
How conveniently, yes.
How long has the Simon Sinfonietta been playing?
We're now in our 7th season, and I keep finding more and more fascinating repertoire to play for everybody in the Falmouth area, and we enjoy it enormously. The program for the evening is just the Beethoven Ninth Symphony, and I don't say that in any sense to disparage the work, because it is such a titanic achievement in the composition. And I have always felt, I went to a performance of the Beethoven Ninth Symphony with Georg Schulte, the Chatham Symphony, and an all-star cast as a kid. And he didn't open with anything else. He started with, ta-da, ta-da. You can't start a piece of music any more eloquently than that. You have all of these wonderful triplets that nobody ever hears in performance because they just sort of slop through them. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. And it is such a brilliant, it makes you hold your breath. It's breathless music in that sense. And for an audience, much less the performing ensemble, to encounter that as the beginning of a concert, for me there is nothing more stunning than being able to begin that way.
The first sound you hear.
Right. So I have always felt, since I went to hear Maestro Schulte do the piece, that this was the right thing to do in performance. Because the symphony only takes 80 minutes, there are some conductors who feel that this is not a full night's work. And I'm not among them. I am overwhelmed by the beginning and the scope and the variety, you know, including every timpanist's dream to play the part. And there are so many wonderful experiences within the piece as it stands that to do anything else strikes me as being superfluous. So we are just doing the Beethoven. We're going to start at 8 o'clock at night. We will finish at about 9:30 or thereabouts, and everybody will be totally exhausted. I know that not only the performers, but it's exhausting for the audience to take it all in and to comprehend what has just taken place. And so that is, and this is one of the few places where people will have that experience because of the proclivity of other works being included, depending whether sometimes it's a piano concerto, sometimes it's another symphony, sometimes it's an overture. But I think just the Beethoven Ninth Symphony is an absolutely wonderful evening with your friends and family, and especially if you know the performers.
You're talking about having the chorus being on stage and present for the first 50 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so not breaking up at all, really, just making sure it's inevitable.
Well, I think the chorus, even though they're not singing in the opening movements, they need to be there to experience that emotion, so that when they do stand to add their voice,
Yes.
they're part of.
They're in the music already.
Yeah, they're in the music
Yes.
already.
Yeah, and I think that's important for everybody. And that moment when everybody stands together, even the audience has to sort of suck in and go, ah, you know, there are people in this? Yeah, but it is exciting. We have 4 wonderful soloists.
And then Simon Sinfonietta will bring people from the Rhode Island Philharmonic and freelance musicians from Boston, as well as some of Cape Cod's finest, to be part of this orchestra, which is larger than
The normal Simon Sinfonietta. We will turn into the Simon Symphony. So this is a very exciting opportunity for some very heavyweight major music making, which I think will be great fun. And not only for the audience, but fun for the orchestra as well. They don't get to weigh in with this kind of repertoire enough, and it's a very powerful statement, both musically and physically.
I think it's a powerful statement for music on Cape Cod, really, when you have...
I think it's a real event. I mean, I know that it would be very difficult to put something like this together unless it really had the kind of vision, and this opportunity is very rare when it comes up, and I know that we're very excited about it. It's for our singers to experience.
Well, I'm very grateful to have the 2 of you on board. It's going to make it a very gala event.